Welcome back to another Midlife Mark video. In this video we're going to be taking off the seatbelt trim, the B-pillar trim in my 2021 T6.1 Transporter. You might ask, why are you doing that then, Mark? Well, when I was designing cabin curtain, which is my privacy screen for the camper van, I was trying to figure out how to fix it in place, and I came up with these plastic tabs, which are the size of a credit card or an ID card. And as I was developing it, I didn't have those plastic tabs, so I was using alternatives like my Armed Forces Veterans ID card, which actually slipped in behind the trim and is hopefully at the bottom there. So we're going to take the trim off today and see if we can recover it. A few tools that you'll need for this if you do need to take it off. I've got an M10 spline socket there. Might not focus, but yeah, M10 and some trim tools. So there's 2 bolts to take out. There's one here. This is a little cover in here, little cover. I'll just bring you up and show you that actually. So there's one there under the seatbelt cover, and then there's one in the floor down there. So we're just going to whip those out and see what we do with the trim, because the trim is going to be probably the worst part. I have spun my seat round just for ease of access. If you don't have captain's chairs, you can just put your seat back forward and you'll be able to get access to these bolts. So we'll whip these off first and we will take it from there. I did check beforehand if there's any like torque settings on these, but apparently there isn't. They're not linked up to the airbags or anything like that, so hopefully it's just a case of taking them out and when we're done, popping them back in again. There's one, look, that's come out already. So I'll leave that hanging there like that. There you go, one bolt out. And the other one, like I said, is just at the bottom. Oh yeah, there's nothing there. There's no... They're just tightened up like hand tight, really, almost. So I'll take this one out as well. I don't know if we need to take that one out, really. I don't know. We'll take it anyway. So that's out, and that just comes off like that. It's a bit shorter, that one. So you've got a long one at the top and a short one at the bottom, just so you can see those. Right, so now we're going to use the trim tools to try and get... Looks like this one overlaps the bottom one, so we'll go for the top one first, and hopefully, with all things being equal, these just pop off. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's one there. Thing is with these, if you're not careful, you can snap them, and they seem to be coming out all right. There's another one there. Once you get so far down, you can... I'll show you actually. So you can see where they are, look, as you come down. So you can start to work your way down and try and pop it all off nicely. Get your hands behind it, and there we go. There must be another one here somewhere then. And actually that, yeah, there we go. Oh, that was easy enough, guys. So that's just popped straight off. That one hasn't popped out. So what I'll do, that's, you see there's one in the housing, and then the one there hasn't come out. That's still in the thing. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that out now with the trim tool and then slide it back in so that it's there, and it'll just probably line up a bit easier when we're putting it all back together. So that's that one. That's that one off. And then here, oh yeah, you can see them already. So there's one here. There we go. That's a big one, that one. There's another one there. So once you get them going, you can, that one's come off, so I've got to be careful not to. There's another one there, look. There's another one there. Oh, you see, you heard that one drop down. So that's where you've got to be careful. It's just, there we go. There's another one that didn't come out properly there. And I think we might need to open the door. Yep. And we should be, there must be another one somewhere. Where is it? Oh, it's there, I can see it. That's right inside that one, guys. Right in the middle. Let me just spin you around. Point you down a little bit. So there's one which is like there, right in there, look. There you go, you can see it now. It's right over that side, so, and then it's off. So let me spin you back round and then try and pop this one out. So what I don't want to do is snap them, because then it's loose and rattling, and that is no good for my OCD. Hearing rattles in the van. No rattles in the van. Where are you, you rat bag? There it is. Is that it there? There it is. Oh, do you know what? That's just popped out. But again, I can take that out. I'll just pop that out and then fix it back into the housing. So there's two there that have come out, so I'll find those. So there's one there, look, in that bit. Oh, you rat bag. And one there. There we go, that's gone back in. And that one just needs a little bit of, get that plastic pried out of there a little bit. There we go. And then that one will just, so these are just like, show you what I'm doing in the housing. So just slide it back in really. And it just, there we go. Just pops back in, he says. There we go. There we go. And then, so you've got long black ones, and then you've got the short whiter ones that just fit in like that. So that's the two housings off. So now all we've got to do is, there we go. Right, I'm going to cover this up, just because it's got some details on it. But this is what I was using when I was developing my cabin curtain. So you see there, it's my Armed Forces ID card, or Veterans ID card, and I was using it because it's the same size as the tabs, and when I was figuring out where to put the tabs, I kind of dropped that and it slipped down in there. But that's it, guys. So it should just be the reverse now. I seem to be missing another one. Here we are, there's another one here, look, down at the bottom, which has just stayed in there. See that there? Just stayed in. So you just get your trim tool behind them and they just pop out like that. Do use trim tools, guys. Don't try and use anything else, because they're prone to snapping. So, you know, I got them from the supermarket for like £3 or something, different sizes, different shapes, for different jobs. Just handy to have in the van, really. So we'll pop that one back in its little housing there, and then we will try and put all this back together, and hopefully it just does go back together without any. So that needs to go there, I think. Oh, you see, this is the, no, that needs to go up there, doesn't it? Like that, that's it. So pop this back in like this, That needs to go line up there. That needs to line up there. That needs to line up. And that needs to line up. And where's the other one? You need to line up there. That's lined up. You need to line up there. You need to go behind there. And then it should just be a case of popping it all. This is the thing when you start taking things apart. There, I can see that one's missing in there. So there we go. But once you get them lined up, you can just start to feed them back in. But there you go. Make sure it's done properly, guys, and you put it like, I think that went behind the seal. Yeah, it must have done. So these are the important parts. Just show you when you're putting things back together. So like here, you try and get it back behind the seal. Otherwise, you're just inviting problems later on. So you can see there. Just need to feed that out. You see. There, it's not quite right, but that's because it's not popped in properly yet. So really important that you get things lined up properly. So now we can hopefully just, that one needs to just, there we go. There, so that's in. Just this one, this side. Oh, there we go. That's gone in. Just need to get so I'll use a smaller trim tool now, just to run it down that seal and just to get it back over the lip of the casing. There we go. That's got in nicely, guys. So that's back in. And then we need to pop this one back on. This one is straightforward enough. So that sits over that one there. And again, these should all just line up. He says. That one needs to come down a bit. There we go, there we go. Pop that one up in there. Like that. That one. There we go. Right, if I just gently, there we go. Yeah. So actually, guys, that was fairly, again, just try and, oh, if I show you here, you see little things like this, where here you've got a bit of an overlap. You've got to really try and get these things right, because otherwise you just, you know, it'll become annoying if you don't put it back properly. I wonder if I put you there, you should be able to see it. Let's just spin it round. So let's try and get that put back in right. Might need to take it out again and just reseat it over that one. There we go. So that's behind there. And then, again with the rubber seals, there we go. I need to try and get that bit back in there using the trim tools. There we go, beautiful. So what you can see now, guys, we've got rid of that. Look, that's all gone back in nice and flush all the way down. It's really important that you get these all the way down, and then on this side as well. See, that's all nice and lined up, all done. So now all we've got to do is put the bolts back in and we're good to go. So remember, we had a big one at the top, so there's the long one for the top, there's a short one for the bottom. So we'll put our top housing back in first. I'm not going to tighten it all the way up through there into there, like that, and then that's just holding that in place, and then we can just pull the seat belt down and pop the little one back in. Again, these were not overly tight, so do them up finger tight first. There we go. And then we'll get the spanner on them. I don't have a ratchet, I don't have a 1/2 inch ratchet, so I've had to use a wheel brace, which isn't, it's not the most efficient way, but it's a way, you know, and you've got to work around these things. What it's reminded me to do is go and buy a 1/2 inch ratchet set. But it's done its job. So there we go, and then just clip that back on. There we go. Tighten the one at the bottom. Again, it wasn't overly tight when we undid it, so I'm not going to go crazy. There we go. And that is it, guys. That is how you remove the seatbelt trim from your transporter. I hope you've enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you are like carpeting your van, or you know, converting your van, anything like that, that's how you get it off. Just be steady with the clips, try not to snap the clips. Use your trim tools to get in behind and lever them out if you need to. Yeah, fairly straightforward, a lot easier than what I thought it would be. If you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers everyone.